Hello everybody, this is Mr. Matthews. So this is a short Loom lecture for form time discussion, and it's about something called the Windrush generation. If we look at the photograph and we have a look at the big ship, the Empire Windrush, this was just after the Second World War, 1948, and thousands of people were invited to come and work in Britain from the Caribbean, which at that time was still part of the British Empire. Many of the men had served in the RAF in the Second World War, and now they wanted to come to Britain to help in the rebuilding of a country that had obviously been pretty much devastated by the bombing and by the other problems caused by the war against Germany from 1939 to 1945. Now, these people came with the best of intentions, and they wanted to work, and they wanted to contribute, and they wanted to pay their taxes, and they did make an extraordinary contribution. On the left-hand side, you see some of the immigrants from the Caribbean dressed very smartly. And this is when they arrived at Heathrow Airport or Gatwick Airport. And many of them went to work for public transport. They were drivers on the buses, they were conductors on the buses, they worked on the underground trains. Many others went into the new National Health Service, which also started in 1948 as nurses. They went to work in the construction industry, they went to work in all kinds of jobs. Some became teachers, some became doctors. All kinds of jobs were filled by what was described as the Windrush generation. Now, these were people who were coming to a Britain that was mainly white. And of course, there was going to be prejudice, there was going to be racism. If you look here, this is some of the racist slogans that they had to put up with in the 1950s and 1960s. Keep Britain white. Many of them were attacked. Many of them found that the police were not that interested in protecting black people from these attacks. And the atmosphere could be quite appalling. At the same time, there were other people who welcomed them. It wasn't all like that. But there were problems. And there was this idea from some white people that these were not British people because of the colour of their skin, and that they should be sent back. There was even a movement which started in the 1970s called the National Front, a political party that called for all immigrants to be sent back. So in this case, they'd be sent back to the West Indian Islands, to Jamaica and Barbados, etc. But the thing is, they were British. They carried a British passport. In fact, when they left the Caribbean, the original immigrants, places like Jamaica and Barbados were still part of the British Empire. So how on earth could they be seen as foreigners if they were part of a wider British Empire, or as it evolved in the 1950s and 60s into something called the British Commonwealth? So this kind of racism was really quite unacceptable. But they settled in Britain in many of the big cities, in London, in Birmingham, in Liverpool, in Manchester, all over the country. And they became part of the British way of life. Now, quite recently, there were changes to the immigration laws. And Many members of the Windrush generation were caught up in that, and they were informed that they could no longer stay in Britain. Their passports were taken away from them, and it was really quite awful. Now, who was to blame for this is not something I want to consider here in terms of individual politicians or the government or whatever. But the thing is, they were treated really badly. They were treated really badly. And the Home Secretary at the time, this was when Theresa May was still Prime Minister, was Amber Rudd. And she told MPs that they were wrong over the Windrush generation, that they'd made mistakes. And they apologised to the members of the Windrush generation. Now, one particular MP, I will show you, David Lammy, who is the MP for Tottenham in North London. He was absolutely furious. His ancestors had come over as part of the Windrush generation. He had made a life for himself and had become a member of Parliament in Britain. And he criticised Amber Rudd and he criticised the government, and he said that in a sense just making an apology is not good enough. He also accused those who were responsible for the treatment of the Windrush immigrants of racism. He said that these people were treated in the way that they were treated simply because of the colour of their skin. And this was a very, very great injustice. Now let's just think about what we've done so far in terms of the idea of justice. These people had fought for Britain in the Second World War. They were British. They came with the best intentions. They wanted to work. They wanted to contribute to British society, and they did so. They faced a lot of prejudice and racist discrimination and many racist attacks. And then the British government, which should have been protecting all British citizens and in terms of justice, brought about this situation where they were told that they were not British citizens, their passports taken away and so forth. And this infuriated the MP, David Lammy, and brought about a series of protests. If you can see there, it says the Windrush generation helped to build Britain. So if you make a contribution to Britain, surely in terms of a sense of justice, you should be treated in a respectful and just way. So what I've done is I've found a definition of the word justice. It's a word we use quite often. We talk about this is just, or this is unjust, or I'm the victim of an unjust situation. We use the word justice quite often, but what really does it actually mean? This is actually quite a good definition. Justice is the constant and firm will to give human persons their due. It empowers all human persons to respect the rights that are inherent in every human person and stipulated by society. It removes obstacles to peace. It rewards those who respect human dignity and punishes those who sabotage human peace. So it's the idea that all human persons are to respect the rights that are inherent in every human person. So what was the injustice to the Windrush generation? These people were human beings, and they were British citizens. This would be an example of injustice, the sort of racism that they faced. And the racist assumptions behind immigration laws and regulations that treated people not as individuals, but simply as numbers. And that's why the MP made such a scathing attack on the government, and why that protester is saying the Windrush generation helped to build Britain. So therefore, they should have been treated with justice, but instead they were treated with injustice. So that, everybody, is the story of the Windrush generation. Thank you.